And we're live.
Hey, good morning. It's 11 a.m. on Wednesday. Welcome to Winning Together. Winning Together, Wednesday show with April B. Merritt. That's what Smith calls you, April B. Merritt. So
that's me.
That's what you are now.
That's me.
April B. Merritt. Welcome back to another show. We've had a great weekend, a great week. We've had some great shows over the weekend. I appreciate everyone watching the shows and sharing the shows. Did you know that we are now on many podcasts in places like Apple iTunes? What's it called, Smith? Apple iTunes?
I believe it's Apple Podcasts now.
They don't. That's right. They don't do it on iTunes anymore. It's Apple iPods as well as Spotify. Okay. So you can go listen to Joe Rogan. And then you get tired of Joe Rogan, you can listen to Winning Together.
Okay. All right.
So far, I figured I'd actually pull this up for once. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, SoundCloud. We're still waiting on iHeartRadio to publish it. We're on Google Podcasts, waiting on CastBox, and I believe Amazon Music. We're on Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and GeoSavan.
So can you tell the subs and stuff and the follows on there, or do you, as an admin, how do you realize, how can you tell what kind of stats you have? Don't know yet. That's okay.
I don't think I have not sure if I have the login for this one.
It's okay. We'll figure that out. Now I just rushed in here. This is always a real estate show. April being the premier real estate agent in South Georgia. The entire state of Georgia. Do you have a home of the week you want to show this week?
I do.
Okay.
I do. It's actually one we've done before, but some pretty exciting news about this one.
All right. So before we get into that, I want to tell you what we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about later how you can make an extra or how you can make at least $30,000 a year part-time in real estate. We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
That's going to be fun. And what else we're going to talk about? I don't know. We'll get into it.
Stuff.
It'll be fun. He said, she said. That should be pretty interesting this week. Tell us about the home of the week.
Okay, this home we have visited this before, but this is at Mallard Point, almost 3 acres. It's over 3,700 square feet with a huge shop in the back, has a pool, everything. It is a Southern living plan, tons of extras, honestly too many to even mention. Move-in ready. This house was on the market for $499. A very motivated seller just dropped it to $475. So a great deal for Mallard Point. And no, we're not going to buy this house because we don't need it. But that was the next thing that was coming up. But if you are looking for a home, it is a very motivated seller in a great neighborhood. You would never, ever build this for anywhere near. Trust me, we know.
Yeah, you'd have closer to $1 million than you would 400,000. But you know this. I know I asked you this before. How many square foot is this house?
It's 3,725 heated, but we have a 3-car garage and a huge, which you would love, in the backyard, a huge shop with a roll-up door. Mm-hmm. That's a huge added bonus to this house.
Do you know the size, the dimensions of the shop?
I can look it up. It's something by 20, but it's huge.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can
find a large shop like that. I mean, you're going to have $50,000 in building something like that. You know, very easily. So,
oh yeah, I mean, you got to pour the concrete pad and then get in it, and it matches the house, so it is an asset. And
it was on the market for $499.
It was $499, and he dropped it to $475.
$475. Now, here's what I would do. I'm not going to say I would buy the house because you said we don't need to buy this house.
We don't need the house.
Okay,
because we're not renters.
Landlords.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're not landlords. We not anymore. We were, and we're going to talk about that coming up in just a minute about how to make some serious money in the real estate, even if you're just if part-time. If you just want to make some serious money part-time, then we're going to talk about that pretty soon. But here's what I would do if I wanted to buy this house. By the way, 3 acres.
Almost. It's 2.65. So,
okay.
In Mallard Point, we know how much land goes for out there. So just the land alone is worth a lot.
Yeah. So, almost 3 acres in this beautiful home in an outstanding neighborhood. That is, I'm telling you, somebody from Florida is going to come up here and snatch up this house.
Okay, that shop is 30 by 70. I
Wow.
knew it was huge. 30 by 70.
So 30 by 70, that's 2,100 square foot.
Yeah.
All right. So 2,100 square foot, that thing right there would run you closer to $100,000 to build that.
At least.
Yeah. I
At
mean,
least. And y'all, you may not believe that, but trust me, we know.
yeah. So that's an outstanding deal. Somebody's going to snag that thing up. Now, if you want to buy a house like this, first thing to do is contact April. And listen, she may not want me to say this, but I'm telling you what I would do. Motivated seller to me means to me, they'd rather have some money than the house. So what I would do is go in there and offer them 425 and see what happens. I'm just telling you what I would do. And then I'm like, hey, I can close in 30 minutes. I got 425, and that's what I would do. Now,
Close in 30 minutes, man.
well, I mean, I'm just telling you, if you,
That's strong.
okay. I tell you when we did something very similar to that, when we bought this building right here on a Friday night, I texted the owner, the people who own this building. I said, hey, we're looking at 2 different properties, and we can close on Monday. I didn't say in 30 minutes. I said we can close on Monday, pay cash. It'll take 30 minutes in the real estate. I'm sorry, in the lawyer's office. So, if you get your pre-approval from the bank, and then you call them and say, hey, I got 425. I'm ready to go right now. I'll close today in 30 minutes or less. That's what I would do. And if you don't get it for that, that's fine. You'll find out what you got there. I'm telling you, that's what I would do. Yeah. So what are speaking of first time or buying a home, a lot of people want to buy a home.
Mm-hmm.
What's some tips you have for somebody that's buying the home for the first time?
Absolutely, your first step should be to contact a mortgage banker, and I can help you with that, or you can find your own. Either way, we don't make anything on that side of the transaction. So I just like to get you in touch with somebody that knows, and I do have someone that can talk to you 5 minutes or less and know what your options are. Just sent someone to her yesterday, wasn't sure because she was worried about her credit score. We have the ball rolling, and she'll be a homeowner very soon.
I'm going to disagree with the first thing to do is contact the mortgage broker. By the way, congratulations on getting somebody I love what you said right there. They are about to be a homeowner, but the most important thing is get you a broker. Get you an agent that you can work with, that you can actually have a conversation with, that doesn't talk down to you, but that will help you along the way. That's the most important thing is the agent. Mortgage brokers are mortgage brokers. They're a dime a dozen. So most important thing is the agent. Now,
we were talking about finance, and you are being very argumentative today on winning together.
Okay, so let's talk about. We were talking about financing.
Well, you said first time home buyer or whatever. So I thought you meant the financing.
Get you a good agent. Don't worry about the mortgage broker. Your agent will lead you to the right one. Don't worry about the financing. You find the right salesperson. Okay. You find the right person, and she'll take you right through the steps. Now, I want to tell a story. I love telling stories. Okay, and you can learn something from this story. This actually leads right into how you can make a lot of money in real estate, even if you don't know what you're doing. Okay. If you follow this simple advice right here. Okay. Let's talk about what happened when you saw a house that came up for sale in an area that we knew very well. It was a pretty house, and it came on the market. It was over on Walker Street in Douglas, Georgia. It was about a 2,000 square foot house, relatively new, 15 years or less. Very nice. Very, you saw it come on the market for what, 169,000?
Yeah.
What did you do? What was your first thing when you saw this house? What was your first thought?
Well, at the time we were looking at getting into the rental business, and we needed to spend a little money. So I knew that, and as soon as I saw the house, I texted you and said, "Hey, we need to buy this house on Walker Street."
Yep. Now, Smith, this will make a good little mini episode to run at some point when we don't have a live show. So here's the title of this little clip right here: How you can make $30,000 part-time in. Okay, let me start over. The name of this clip is how you can make an additional $30,000 a year in real estate part-time. So you saw a house on Walker Street, an area that we're familiar with. That's very important. You need to know your area, know the neighborhood. So what was it about this area that made you think, hey, Billy, we need to buy this house?
At the time, the house was very pretty to me. It needed very little work from the pictures. I'm not into the fixer upper quite as much like you are, because it always ends up costing you a lot of money. Well, we bought this house. Told you we wanted to buy this house. We met the real estate agents there, and I saw exactly what I thought. Like literally nothing to do to the house but get some renters in there. So nothing more out of our pocket even had to happen other than cut a little grass, I think. And
what about the area, the neighborhood? Is it important? I mean, did you know this area? Is it important to research the area or be familiar with the area that you're looking to purchase the house?
Yes. And we passed by this house every day going to our house.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an attractive investment to me, because of the nothing to do to the house, and the location was close to where we were.
So tip number 1, know the location. So many people make the mistake of losing money on real estate because they just don't really research the location. You know, this is a very good location, center, close to town, close to the grocery stores, good schools, all these things. So we knew at that time that it would be easy to rent out.
Well, and you have to, for what we rented it for, it has to have all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not our renter house was not just for anybody to rent. It was a little bit on the high side of rentals in Douglas, Georgia, but it's a very nice house.
I would prefer a lower rate of return on the rent for a nicer house that's going to appreciate more, which is kind of what happened here. So, what was the house listed for? What was the listing price?
$169,900.
I think we ended up getting it for $165.
$165.
Okay, so there again, you don't have to pay the first thing that's offered. Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we made an offer a couple of weeks ago on some property, and that was crazy. It went up for above asking.
Yes.
Okay.
Immediately.
Back to our story though. We rented that house out. We'll just say around between $1,000 and $1,100, something like that. $1,050, which was a very low rent for this particular home. When you're buying a home, if you pay $160, you really need to get around $1,600 a month rent to get that proper return. But the wonderful thing was we were able to rent the house, and then that $1,050 paid for the taxes and things like that. Now, if you don't want to pay cash, that's fine. You will need some cash down payment. You're buying $100 to $150,000 house. What do you need? 20%, or can you get less now?
Honestly, it's all about credit and what you want out of your loan. I am not a banker. Let me say that to start. I have some knowledge in mortgage, but you actually now, first time home buyers, there are 100% financing. There's 96.5% financing, and there are the people that can put 10 to 20% down. So yes and no. It's according to your financial situation, but there are loans out there. If you're in good standing credit wise, you don't have to have anything but closing.
So you could buy theoretically. Now this is not advice. These are stories that we're telling. These are my opinions. Okay, and you agree with some of them you don't. But you can buy a house and finance it. A lot of times it's getting tougher and tougher. A lot of times you can finance it. That payment, if you rent that thing out, you can cover that. You can cover the payment. Yeah. Now, we were in a situation where we had only like a 70%. We actually paid cash, but then we went back and took a loan against that house for 70 or 75%. Yeah. So we financed $120,000. Okay. So that's like 40,000 equity there from what we paid. Now, we knew that we wanted a property that would appreciate, go up in value. That's why we were willing to take less for rent, because you can buy a $50,000 house and get $600-700 a month for it, roughly speaking. Okay, so that's a better return on your money. But that house, a lot of times, those are in neighborhoods that don't appreciate, or it's a house that won't appreciate. This house, we had less than 2 years. You got your real estate license. I said, hey, let's sell real estate. Let's sell our real estate after we found out that our rentor was wanting to move out. We were not going to sell it until then.
Yeah.
Put it on the market for $199. Sold it within 24 hours.
24 hours. Yeah.
So now, was it called past results are not necessarily indicative of future, whatever, but something like that. So not guaranteeing that can happen, but it happens over and over and over.
Yes.
If you're looking for somewhere to invest with little to no money down, buy a single family rental home from April. And then you can rent that thing out while you're waiting on it to appreciate. You're building equity, and the renter is paying, is the one who's actually building your equity. So that's how you can make, an additional $30,000 a year. Very simply, provided that home prices appreciate, which they have over time.
Well, it's a seller's market right now. Let's be honest. I mean, it is. But another point to make is every week you say relocating from bigger cities. They're going to try to get out of these crazy places. I'm selling our house, to a couple from New Jersey that found another house on Zillow, contacted me. They're now buying. They didn't like that one. They liked ours instead, but they just found a house and they're moving to get out of New Jersey.
That's my point of the most important thing is the real estate agent, because they could have got the wrong agent. And we know some agents that don't return calls and things like that. You went and took this couple to a house that wasn't in that prime location, wasn't in the best neighborhood. It was a decent house
and needed lots and lots of work.
So they walked in and said, nah, this ain't really us. Have you got anything else? And because you're a good agent, you said, hey, I got one on Walker Street, which you took them over there.
Actually, I told them, I showed them five different things that were in their price range and let them choose.
Yes. Now it is a seller's market. You're right. But I'm telling you what, it's also a buyer's market, because it's the migration is not going to stop. That's not the first couple, and that's not going to be the last couple to move from New Jersey.
Right.
That's going to move to these rural areas with real nice houses that you can buy. I mean, for instance,
I'm showing one the 5th of April from somebody from Atlanta.
So it's an excellent time to buy as well, because you can buy these houses. And when somebody from, these markets where real estate's twice as much comes in here, what happened when you told them that the price, this beautiful house for $199, I'm sorry, this beautiful house is around 2,000 square foot that needs nothing to move into, and you said it's $199. Now, what did you tell them about the price?
I simply said, look, it's in a great neighborhood. I love my house, but I'm going to sell my house if I can make some money on it. Just 100% honest. This is the price. There is no negotiation. This is what I want. And it will go for that to you or whomever, not trying to be arrogant, whatever. Just right now, I know this. I had 3 other showings when they decided to buy it. So they were like, $199. They sold their house in New Jersey for a lot more than that. That was a very similar size and everything, maybe a little bit bigger, but they were like blown away that house was $199,000.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So they didn't negotiate at all.
None. They didn't even try.
They just paid for it. So it's also a buyer's market. If you're wanting somewhere, let me tell you something. They're not going to stop printing money. Inflation is going to continue to go up, and having your money in something that's real estate is a very, very smart thing to do.
And
so
interest rates are fantastic right now. So
yep. So Smith, that was actually my choice topic. I kind of got that in there.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, that was my choice topic. So you put up the banner. So there it is. Okay, got it.
Up there.
Yes, sir.
All right. What's next, Smith?
Well, I believe we are on the He Said, She Said.
He said, she said. So this is going to be fun.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. We actually got some viewer questions this week. So shout out to Emma Smith for sending us some questions.
And also, Emma, thank you very much. But anyone who has some questions or has a topic that you would like us to cover, please let us know. Whatever that you think we should talk about, I think that the He Said, She Said could make it very interesting. And also, if you need to get the word out on something, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you get the word out, as long as it's something that needs to be nationwide. We have people listening to these podcasts in California. Go ahead, Smith.
Well, the first one is, where did the two of you meet?
Well, now she's going to disagree with me on this.
Oh, yes, I am.
But back in the day, I'm talking about way back when I was a teenager. And in high school, I used to go to the horse sale in Hazelhurst, Georgia. I used to buy and sell horses. I used to ride horses. Here's some interesting, did you know? I used to be a cowboy. So I was in horses and horse shows and all that kind of stuff and rodeos and things. And she used to go to the horse sale too. And I remember her. I remember her from the horse sale days. I remember her from the horse sale days. She says she doesn't remember me, but I know. I saw the way she looked at me. I knew she may not.
I never saw you at the horse show.
She may say that on camera, but that's what she dreams about that at night. I can tell you that right now. The horse sale days. Yeah.
I'm afraid that you might have been seeing Autumn and thinking it was me.
I saw the two of you. I saw Autumn, her sister, and you. I didn't get all worked up about Autumn. I remember her too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember her. And I saw you. You were the tall one.
That's not actually where we met, though. So,
where are you going to say we met?
I know where we met. We were both selling because we both have always been whatever it takes to make everything work. We both decided to sell life insurance for women of the world in 2008.
We met in the workplace.
We did.
Ooh.
We did.
There you go. We met in the workplace
2008.
the second time.
Yeah. Okay.
First time was like.
But does it count as meeting when you were stalking me behind the counter? Does that count as meeting? Because I don't remember
if
that.
she marries you, it's not considered stalking.
Okay. Okay. I'm just wondering.
It's not considered stalking if it works.
On to the next one.
So funny. Okay. The next one, they tell us before. I honestly don't know this.
What's the question, Smith?
Who said I love you first?
I'm sure it was me. I was telling you I love you back when we was in the horse sale days, back in 19.
Stop with your nonsense.
Back
You
in
were not.
back in 92, 91.
In high school.
With my Spurs on, you had them. Only thing you used to pack them jeans inside the boots, and I'm like, you got to stop that.
I have never done that. I have never ever done that.
You certainly have.
Well, when?
We went to a Luke Bryan concert. You had them things tucked.
Oh, I thought I was pretty sure I wore shorts to the Luke Bryan concert, but hey, whatever.
Now, you may not remember the Luke Bryan concert, but I remember you.
Really, I went that day and bought what I was wearing at the mall. I had on cowboy boots and jean shorts.
Oh, okay. So I saw.
Okay, so were you looking at me at this concert or everybody else that was at the concert?
I couldn't stop looking at those big old tall boots, the knee-high boots you had on.
What color were they?
They were like a rainbow color, kind of like a speckled trout.
Oh my god!
Kind of like a speckled trout. Yeah, we was walking through the mud.
We were definitely walking through the mud, but I did not have on jeans.
You didn't
tucked in my boots.
You didn't tuck your boots in your jeans. I mean, your jeans in your boots.
I did not, but
maybe that wasn't you.
I honestly don't. We're way off on this, but I don't remember. I would have said it was me that said that first.
It was me.
But
who do you think said
you're
going
to say it was you?
It was me. There's no doubt it was me.
I don't remember that. That was quite a few years ago.
I loved you since before I met you. I was singing that when you showed up.
Oh my goodness.
You were so thankful you found me. Next.
Did you ever want children together?
Oh,
I guess this
is a conversation we actually still have sometimes.
We played that out in our head, but then decided, nah.
We were 35 at the time, I guess. If I'm counting back right. 35. I would have been 35. We have 4 children together.
They're
22,
wonderful, and that's enough.
Almost 21, almost 19, almost 15. So 11 years ago, Chloe was really small, so we didn't know what it felt like to not have little ones there, but we just kind of decided that it wasn't best to start over. Yeah. And we do have some differing parenting things that we do that probably wouldn't have worked if we had children together.
Plus, she's built like a racehorse, and that I didn't want to interrupt your working out.
What is wrong with you today? Oh my gosh! No, so we did consider.
Could you see you doing muscle ups with a baby bump?
I don't do muscle ups. We did consider it, but we both mutually said no, thank you. And I said it more than him. Let's say because I did not want to be pregnant again. I'm just being 100% honest. And now I'm so thankful we didn't, because we're almost have grown children and we can pretty much go and do what we want to now.
Yeah. So let's talk about
pretty
it real
awesome.
quick. This is back to Billy's choice. Okay. Billy's choice con. You can absolutely design your life the way you want to, and don't let people talk you out of your goals. Okay. And husbands, get on board with your wife if she has goals. Wife, get on board with your husband if he has goals. Support them, because those goals can give you the freedom that you dream about. And you don't just have to dream about it. It doesn't matter what your current situation is. If you dream big, support each other, and it's so dang much easier when you have the support of that other person. So be the supporter, because you might end up with some freedom that you never even thought would become true. So anyway,
I've got a silly question.
Okay.
Can we change Billy's choice topic to Billy's topic choice so that it's BTC?
BTC, yes.
I'm always thinking about stuff like that for some reason.
Bitcoin Cash. That's what he was getting at there.
Okay, y'all, that was over my head. So
apologies.
So, next question.
Next question. Who really wears the pants in your relationship?
That's a simple answer. There's 2 sets of pants. I wear my pants and she wears her pants. Now, sometimes.
Honestly, it's according to what the topic is. I mean, we both have things that we feel very strongly about. So there's times I have to give in and times he has to give in, but we don't tell each other what to do. We don't do that.
So here is a new title that's going to make her a little.
Oh, I'm about to get a little ruffled.
She's going to get a little ruffled,
Okay.
but it's a worthy topic. Okay. This is called Billy the Heretic. Okay. You know, they tell you that the wife's supposed to submit to the husband, right? They tell you all sorts of things that just don't make a whole lot of sense. And that's just totally degrading to say that you should just submit to me. You know what I'm saying? But that's talk. That's talk.
I'm glad you think that.
All right. Well, I'm just saying. Smith misunderstands what I mean by Billy the Heretic. But
Of course.
The day you learned that word was, I mean, now you use it all the time.
When have you, Smith, have you ever heard me use the word heretic?
Yes, you do it all the time in your shows, all the time. You don't even know it.
I guess that's part of the Johari window.
Every once in a while, I'd say so.
But moms, quit telling your children to be looking for a husband to submit to, because that's some BS right there.
And I do think that there are things that I should let you lead in. Like,
sure.
I mean, I do think that there's times where I'm not the person that should make the decision. But if you're living with somebody that it is his way or no way, then you're not where you need to be. Because I'm not very good at, I have, like I said before, I have things I don't really care about. Honestly, when he says, where do you want to go eat? And he says, you never say, I really don't care. I can eat wherever unless it's Chinese. I'm really not big on Chinese, especially buffet. I'm just not that girl. But anyway, otherwise, I really don't care. If he says, do you want to go on a trip here? Sure. I just want to go on a trip.
So you'll just go along with me?
Not on everything. That's what I'm getting to.
But like when we're going to eat.
Yes,
like
I will. I mean, because it's just not,
wife.
It's not something that I feel strongly about. But now when I do feel strongly about it, I don't care what you want me to think.
Yeah. Now I was going to be,
I mean, I don't.
I was going to be funny there and try to make some funny. No, you're exactly right. So let me get serious. You're exactly right. And of course, there's things that I should lead in, right? I mean, I have leadership skills in certain areas, but of course there's things that you lead in, and that's the way it should be. It doesn't matter that I'm male or female. It matters that I have a certain skill set, and with that skill set, that's where I need to be in charge. And then, of course, when we are designing a house, buying real estate, doing those things, sure, I can have some opinions, but we're talking about designing a house. I'm not going to make those decisions, or, that's just silly. That's silly to say that one person should wear the pants.
Well, I mean, it's silly to say that it's one person's job at home. Like, I know so many women that get zero help, that do everything. And it's not your job to wait on everybody in your house.
But it's your duty.
Y'all think it is.
Look at you being a little
Yeah,
heretic.
y'all think it is.
Such a heretic.
I'm actually talking to myself here, ladies,
You're such
because
a heretic.
the boys at the boys and girls at my house think that I have a little black and white skirt on. But anyway, moving on from that.
You're such a heretic.
I think he's trying to up that heretic word count.
Oh, I promise you he is.
I think
but he
he-
doesn't even know how many times he uses it.
I think he uses blasphemy more.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, all the time when he's talking about what
Oh,
I'm
I
about to
would've-
say is going to be blasphemy in the sales community.
Oh, well, okay. That's probably because he knows that it makes my skin crawl too. Like I'm on edge when he's talking about stuff like that.
I mean, you're
so.
speaking blasphemy right now when you're
Am I?
talking. Yes, when you're talking about that, that the man shouldn't be in charge and that they shouldn't submit.
Mhm.
That's very blasphemous. I'm just going to let you talk
Okay.
about that later. I'm just telling you, being blasphemous. What's next, Miss Smith?
I should have took the segue when I had it.
Yeah.
What is your favorite room in your new house and why?
Who gets that one?
Both of you, of course.
Yeah. You gotta...
Let's go with Billy first.
Go. I'm sorry.
Let's go with Billy first.
Okay. Honestly, there's so many. I mean, I don't know if you can have one favorite. I mean, if you had to, it's perfect. The pool house, the sauna's a room by itself. The bedroom, the closets, the bathroom, my office. I mean, but if I got to choose a favorite,
I was going to say, just you have to choose one.
all right, the pool house.
Okay.
Yep.
It's not finished.
It's not even finished, and it's my favorite because it has the glass doors. I can see the pool. It kind of gets you in that relaxing mood. There's never a time when I'm in the pool house and I'm not just chill, total chill.
And I never go in there.
That has nothing
That's
to do.
probably why. So his favorite room in the house is the one that I'm never in. So there we go.
That has nothing to do with why it's my favorite room.
I have several as well, but
Nope, can't have several.
I will say
Gotta have one. I'm in charge here. Tell us one.
you're getting on my nerves a little bit.
Tell us one.
My
Uno.
favorite by far that I can barely go out of town now is I love my bathroom and shower. Like it's hard to get, and this is going to sound so snobbish and snooty, whatever. I've never had it in my life. Our other house, we had a little unit, a shower unit, and it was literally, it felt like 2x2 for 7 years.
That's because it was
I
a
was
2x2.
in this little box that I was trying to take a shower in. You couldn't shave your legs. It was just,
That was
crazy.
I was so happy when you were able to shave your legs again. That was like my favorite part of moving to the new house is the fresh.
How many days a week do I not shave my legs? Now let's stop right here because they are not going to think I'm disgusting. How many days a week do I not shave my legs?
That sounds like a trick question. There's too many like double
No,
negatives in there.
it's an easy question.
I was so happy when you were able to shave your legs.
Okay. For the record, I don't know why he's going on this tangent, but I shave my legs every single day of my life.
7 days a
every
week.
single
7
day,
days.
and he knows it.
I think it was easier. I think it's easier to shave your legs now. Like in that little 2x2
Anyway,
box.
my favorite room is the shower, and he would like to take my thunder away while I'm trying to talk. But
I'm sorry.
anyway,
That is a badass shower though.
it is. It's my favorite part, and I love my kitchen. I love my powder. My powder room's beautiful to me, but I'm not in there very much.
Let's go back to
either.
your favorite room again. You said the bathroom, right?
Definitely.
So, back in the other homes that we lived in,
Mm-hmm.
I like to sing and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
So when we'd be in those small spaces, I would sing things like "Love grows best in small places." That's just
In tiny houses.
Love grows best in tiny houses. That's just a lie you have to tell yourself when you're in that.
When you're in a
position.
tiny house.
It does not. I mean,
Honestly, it's like people that say, and I was one of these people, so don't crucify me right now, that said Louis Vuittons are ugly. I couldn't afford them, so that's why I thought they were ugly. So let's just be honest.
Yep. So it's much nicer in that big bathroom because now even having said that, I guess I should have put my foot down as the one in charge and got my counter space as big as yours because you walk in there and I don't know why she doesn't like buffets because her counter space looks like a buffet. And then I have a little mini table.
Mine is probably 1.5 feet or 2 feet bigger than yours, and I'm a girl. It should be. Where do you put your straightening iron when you're getting ready?
I just use yours because I don't have room for
I was
one.
just curious.
I don't have room for one.
You have plenty of space.
I either use yours or go use Trevor's because I mean that's the only place.
Oh my gosh.
There's
Trevor's bathroom's bigger than yours.
No, but he has a straightening iron.
No,
he's always fixing.
He has a blow dryer.
He's always fixing.
He has a blow dryer. Now he does. Now he likes to get ready, but he doesn't have a straightening iron.
Yeah.
You could go to Chloe's room and she has one.
Does she?
Yeah.
Okay.
But your bathroom side is bigger than theirs.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll have to see about that.
Okay.
All right.
You poor thing. How do you get dressed in there? How do you brush your teeth and shave in that 5-foot area?
It's easier. It's easier than it used to be. So we're making progress. Like in the show, we're making progress.
Are we?
Yep.
I will say
I feel like sometimes we're not making very much progress on here. Here we go.
Think about the people in California that are listening to this on their podcast right now. Like, who are these people? What are they even?
Who are these country people?
And what are they even talking about? What do you say, Smith?
I was just gonna say I love as soon as I seen it, the floor in the shower like that. It almost looks like pixel art, like the little black and white. I went to y'all's house.
He came over there to help me with the something on the computer or whatever. So it's it's actually a mosaic. First of all, I'm pretty sure you were giving him a tour of the house. Please do not start some kind of drama on here about Smith being at our house.
House, not a problem. He's in my shower.
He wasn't in the shower, you crazy thing.
We done a show. You can't remember.
He videoed the whole house.
Oh, we need a camera on Smith.
Probably because he's thinking you think he went to your house otherwise. Yep. Crazy thing.
By the way, thank you to Candace Smith, Team April. Wait a minute. Shouldn't have said that. We're Team Billy. Wow.
Yeah.
You'll get your day.
Not many people. Yeah, they're probably gonna mostly be on my side on this show because you're on me pretty good on this show.
Somebody give me some support, please. We got to stick together. Some of y'all males out there, give me the hashtag Team Billy. Or if you're listening on the podcast in California, look me up at BillyMerritt.com. Find me on Facebook, Billy W. Merritt. Send me a friend request. I'll be happy to accept it. He's moving right along. Look at him.
Oh, because he realizes it's time to move.
So winning together is positive notes. I'm going to have to rewind it and see if I can find some positive notes now. Seems like this thing turned to the negative real quick. So the positive notes, you can.
When the praise for Billy stops, we got to stop the show.
Hey, I'll unplug this thing.
Exactly.
Well, that won't do anything.
So here's some positive notes. You can make some serious money in real estate, even if you're not a real estate professional. You don't have to be a real estate agent. You don't have to be a broker. You don't have to be a mortgage broker. We ain't worried about them. We want the agents, and we want you people, the owners, to understand that you can be an investor in real estate and make a lot of money doing so. Team Heretic. Thank you. That's funny. Team Harrison.
Never thought I'd hear her say that.
Also, before we move on to the next thing, if you can, tonight at 6:00, Trojans have a huge game in Wayne County region play. We lost last night. We had a very, very tough night. Got my Trojan shirt on again. I have a different one on. When we lose, I have to change. So I'm running out of clothes in the last 3 games. So tonight, hopefully everything's going to turn around, and we really, really need to win tonight. So if you can watch at 6:00 live on live stream on Facebook or on Game Changer, if you have to watch that way, please support these guys. They're a wonderful group of boys, and we need your support.
If you're listening or watching in California, this will be 3 p.m. your time. Just hop on over to the Coffee County Trojan Dugout Club, and you can watch a South Georgia baseball game live. I highly recommend it. It's very interesting. Another positive note.
Another positive note. The show's almost over.
Another positive note is...
And you can stop popping my hand for things that we're promoting my child about.
I'm not popping your hand.
Yes, you are. I don't care if somebody in California doesn't want to watch Trevor.
They do want to watch.
No, I don't. And that's fine if they don't.
What did you just pop up?
I forgot to drop the link earlier. That's the link to the home of the week. So
cool.
So you can check it out.
That's the one. So that's the one. Here's a positive point. You can buy a house that once was $500,000 for about
$475, or make an offer. We'll call him.
Make an offer. Just consider yourself an expert in negotiating like Pawn Stars and say, he offers 400, I'll give you 100,000. You ever seen that show?
Yeah.
How staged is that?
Yeah.
I'll give you 100,000. Or even Counting Cars. Have you seen that one? They do the same thing. It's kind of, most negotiations don't go like that. Here's a bit of advice for you. If you want something, just pay for it. Yeah. Because being a cheap ass will get you, that will get you, it'll eliminate you from being a buyer. Kind of like me on the piece of, those four pieces of property came up right beside each other. They came up at, was it $6,500 an acre?
No, I mean, we offered 20 for all.
So it must have been 6,000 an acre, 6,500?
5,000.
No, but I thought we offered what they were asking. Is that what it was?
Yeah, we offered what they were asking, but they got somebody quickly more.
Yep.
Because they were in very high demand.
Yep. Being cheap don't usually work out. So if you want it,
and houses right now are selling so fast. If you really love a house, you need to say what you'll pay for it, because it won't be here tomorrow. 2 other people wanted ours and lost it because they wouldn't commit to it.
And then
before the world even knew we were selling that, everybody in my office did.
But then after, so you had an 11 o'clock showing and a 12 o'clock showing?
Had a 1 and a 2. So
you had a 1 o'clock showing and 2 o'clock showing. The 1 o'clock showing said, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Then you had to tell the 2 o'clock, hey, it's sold. And they tried to offer more than
they did, but I had already accepted the offer, and I'm not one to go back on my word.
That's why the most important thing is the right real estate agent, because you need somebody that's going to look after you. They made an offer, you accepted the offer. Somebody made a bigger offer.
And if you have the wrong real estate agent too, I've heard stories in the last few weeks that somebody wanted to buy a certain property and their real estate agent didn't convey the offer to the owners, and they sold it to somebody else. And actually they were willing to pay more, but they never told them. So you definitely contact me. We're gonna even if it's a verbal offer, we're gonna get it over there to them, even if it's not in writing. So
the right real estate agent is the most important thing. Have we got her phone number in case you'd like to find out more about some real estate and about how you can make money with real estate by contacting April Brown Merritt? All you have to do is text that number right there, 912-214-8212. I'm going to wrap up the show with this. If you don't have DigiNinja, if you have a business and you don't have DigiNinja, you're losing money. Now, you started out as a brand new agent, a month ago? Something like that?
Yeah.
Something like that, okay. Less than 2 months ago. And we immediately set yeah, we
sit down.
We immediately set you up a DigiNinja number.
Yeah.
And you've got quite a few leads in there, don't you? Is it like yesterday you told me you had a Facebook lead and a DigiNinja lead? It's pretty cool having that cell phone number. Once you have it, you always have it. You can go back through and scroll through each one of them, look at your conversations. If a new house comes on the market and you have 100 people listed as a 4-bedroom, you can compose one text. Hey, this is April. We just acquired a listing for a 4-bedroom, 4-bath house priced at $200,000. You really need to take a look at it. Send it to all 100 of those people at one time. How valuable is that?
Very.
I think it's worth millions. So you need DigiNinja in your life if you have a small business, or if you have a big business, you need DigiNinja in your life. That's my soapbox for today. If you will, please go to youtube.com and subscribe to Billy W. Merritt's YouTube. Find me on the podcast as well, Billy Merritt Presents. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, just type in Billy Merritt Presents. You can catch us there. You can catch the live shows. You can catch the recorded shows. As long as you catch us, we're happy. And you were alluding to how some people talk to animals when they're trying to get them to sit down. Mm-hmm. Like, set is not a word.
Set is not a word. So many people are not just animals. I mean,
Kenny Chesney says set.
Yes, he does. And he is a multi-million-dollar country star, and he says set right here. It is sit.
Yeah.
Sit.
I was out there sitting in that blue chair. I was sitting in it. No, you weren't. You were sitting in it.
Not.
All right. There you have it. That's our grammar for the week. We'll see you next week, winning together with April B. Merritt.
It fits on the screen.
Yes, it does.